Good morning. The time is 8 a.m. Weather conditions: fog, temperature 0 degrees.
KA9 ARZ monitoring. It's 8 o'clock on Sunday morning. At this time on this repeater, we have an informal conversation among licensed amateur radio operators. This net is run slightly different than the Good Morning net from Monday through Saturday. We give you 2 opportunities to make a transmission. If you would only like to make one transmission, indicate that when it's your turn. Before we get started, I will stand by for any emergency traffic that needs to break in at this time. All right, no emergency traffic heard. This is the home edition of the Sunday morning net. I guess you could say a foggy edition of the Sunday morning net with noticeable fog forming outside. So to make sure that ECHOLINK and All-Star stations are able to both transmit and receive, I will stand by at this time for ECHOLINK and All-Star stations check-in.
For 9, Echo Delta Victor.
Alpha 9 Victor Victor. Good morning.
All right, hearing stations on ECHOLINK and All-Star, we have LN9EDV and Cynthia AA9VV. All other stations who would like to join the net, please check in now. 907.
Kilo 6 Kilo Tango X-ray.
All right, somebody doubled with KTX, but I'll log in. KC9, LN Zulu. Good morning.
Alpha Bravo 9, November. Stations recognized over the air: N9OSF, KK6 KTX, KC9 LN Zulu, and then AB9NN. Yeah, sounded like a double. See if it cleared itself out, or if there are any other stations who would like to join the net, haven't listed your call, please check in now. Nothing heard. The order check-ins will be N9EDV Al, and then AA9VV Cynthia. Then you send it over to Sir Larry, N9OSF, and then KK6 KTX and KC9 LN Zulu Tom, and then AB9NN John over on the other side of the lake in beautiful Beulah, Michigan. N9EDV, this is KA9ARZ. Good morning, Al.
ARZ, this is N9EDV. Good morning, Kevin, and good morning to everyone on your Good Morning get-together here. Oshkosh here, we have 27 degrees and very foggy conditions, so looks like a good share of the state is under some fog this morning. And that's about all I have to report here, so we'll send it over to Cynthia, AA9VV, N9EDV. Good morning, Cynthia.
N9EDV, this is AA9VV. Why, thank you so much, Al, and it's always so pretty to hear your clock chiming in the background when you check in at 8. And good morning to all, and I concur with the fog. A little bit of what I guess you would call that hoary frost. Not real pretty, but it's definitely present, coating all of the trees and limbs, and a heavy coating of frost on the ground. So I'll just pretend it's really snow. So I did my own taxes last night. One of the perks that we have, of course, working for a tax company is that they will do them free, but the employees, we can only go, obviously I'm working 6 days a week right now, and so the tax pro that I wanted was booked for the next 2 weeks, and my concern was I've been noticing that people that took advantage of the marketplace insurance were really getting socked with taxes and owing lots and lots of money, and one woman was absolutely sobbing yesterday. And I know for myself, I had the insurance for 5 months of last year before the state job was eligible, and it did cost me $1,000 out of my refund, so I was just really glad. And that's with paying, the premiums were like $230 a month, so it's not the reasonable prospect that it used to be. It, obviously gives you insurance, but it was very, very expensive. This is AA9BB, over to you, and KK6KTX, and good morning.
Thank you, Cynthia, AA9VV. This is KK6KTX. I've been thinking about trying to learn CW. It's a wild hair idea. I may not follow through with it. My memory isn't that great anymore, but I used to be halfway decent with languages, and so anyway, I'd be interested to hear if anybody has learned it and how hard it is to learn. With that, over to Tom. KC9LN Zulu, KK6KTX.
Break. KA9 here. Sir Larry got mixed in the operation here, so Sir Larry, if you're still on frequency, why don't you go ahead and make transmission and send it over to Tom. N9OSF, KA9ARZ.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, they're just ready to walk out a little late. So, KK6KTX is on NSF. So, otherwise, just 22 degrees, sun is shining, brisk out there a little bit. Otherwise, just on the way to church, and our stepdaughters are coming over, and my mom too for dinner. I have to pick up some chicken, so that's what we're going to do for dinner. From their private visit. So good morning, everybody. And it's 65 years ago that Buddy Holly died in a plane crash. And also February 4th, Harvard student Mark Zuckerberg launches the Facebook. So 2004. So a little bit of history. So back I'm going to send right over here, Tom KC9L Zulu. This is November 9th after Sierra Foxtrot. And good morning to everybody.
Thank you, sir. KC9LN Zulu. Well, here in Kiwani, the fog is starting to roll in again. It was a little lighter just on the trip over to Algoma to pick up the papers. It was heavy going there, but on the way back it lightened up. But I'm looking at one of the web out the windows here, and there is a heavy fog rolling towards me from the lake, so we'll see how that goes. Temperature is in the high 20s right now, and we'll see what we can get done today. So that being said, I'll be a one and done, Kevin. I will now turn it over to NN. Good morning to all. KC9LN Zulu.
Hi, good morning to everybody on the Good Morning Net from John, AB9NN in Beulah, Northwest Lower Michigan, straight across foggy Lake Michigan from Algoma, 9 miles inland. And the fog and low-level clouds apparently are setting up some tropospheric ducting over the lake. So I've got a strong S10 reading on the repeater this morning. Everybody's sounding loud and proud. That's good. Solar flux index is ticked up just a little bit to 156. We had some fog last night. We drove up to and back to Traverse City, stopped for dinner near Interlaken, and went to a concert by St. Olaf's band that performed at one of the local high schools in Traverse City. And a lot of people in attendance, and it was a very good concert. And but it was pretty foggy on the way back. Had to drive with my low beams on, and thankfully our car has fog lights on it, so that helped cut the fog a little bit, so it wasn't too bad. Made it back. Just drove a little bit slower. Currently 26.6 degrees in Beulah. Certainly no precipitation on the regional radar map, and nothing expected until Thursday when we're supposed to get some rain, and supposed to get colder behind that on Friday or Saturday, so we'll see what happens. Not much else going on, and I guess I'm the last shoe in the shop, so back to net control from AB9NN, John and Beulah. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, John. AB9NN, this is KA9ARZ. Now we'll stand by for additional footwear or check-ins or lurkers. Please check in now.
Niner, Whiskey Tango Zulu. KD9CVO.
See any other stations like to join the net now? Please check in.
Hello, Delta 9, Victor Oscar.
Okay, the quick draw, your prefix got heard a Delta 9, Victor Oscar. You want to come by and say or call again, probably key up for about a second or so. Station, come again.
KD9CVO, Brian from Clintonville.
You're good there, Brian. Got your full call there. So we'll have W9WTZ, and then KD9VVO, and then you send it back to net. W9WTZ is KA9ARZ. Good morning, extra class Larry.
Thanks, Kevin. Good morning, everyone. It sounds like you got a pretty nice turnout this morning. When I looked, it was past 8 o'clock. I actually turned the radio off last night. Usually I leave it on while I'm sleeping because there's not much traffic anyway. But it's been some really interesting times, maybe for newer hams. The Delafield repeater is also setting off Sturgeon Bay, or it was yesterday, I should say. And the Newberry, Michigan repeater is setting off Manitowoc and vice versa. So I spent the evening listening to people. One guy in Michigan was talking to someone in Green Bay via Newberry. Very interesting, but there was so much traffic, I wasn't going to let it keep me up all night. So I caught, I think it's VVO, next W9WTZ. Over to you.
Thank you. Yes, this is KD9VVO from Clintonville. I typically will hear this repeater with a lot of scratchiness, so I don't go on it too often. But you're absolutely right about the conditions. I was listening last night to the Fond du Lac repeater, and there was people from Illinois picking up that repeater, which I've never heard that before either.
So, yeah, the conditions, you know, you never know what they're going to do or what's going to happen, but when they change, I was trying to go on 20 meters last night, and for a while it was real good, and then it would go real bad, and then real good, worse than than normal. So, anyhow, back to net control, KD9 VVO.
You're good there, Brian. KD9 VVO. This is KA9 ARZ. Get up here quick. So, yeah, appreciate Tom, KC9 Ellen Zulu, and then our loyal Sunday lurkers, Joan and her fact checker, James E. Fox, helping to upgrade the Zoom on the laptop. Tom's letting me use it. Seemed so easy compared to the meeting on Monday when nothing seemed to work, but going through Einstein's exercise and insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome, it actually updated. So hopefully future Zoom meetings we'll be able to join them. And then also went to Sevastopol yesterday at the high school gym shooting action photos of girls basketball game there. So yeah, all kinds of activities. Fortunately, no foggy conditions like we've got out there right now. So I'll do a quick reset and then list the second order of check-ins.
9 KMA.
Got a lurking break there. KC9 KMA. Go ahead, Joan.
Thank you, Kevin, and you are most welcome. I am so glad the fake Zoom meeting worked to help reset your system. Just a brief repeat for anyone who wasn't listening. Often enough, when I'm getting ready to sign on to my rare Zoom meeting, there's an update, and so it can take 5-6 minutes and really be annoying. So I think Rick suggested, and it's not a bad idea, that any of us who are infrequent Zoom users fire it up in the afternoon and get those updates out of the way. I think that's a really good idea. And Cynthia, I couldn't agree more. If you aren't a person isn't paying attention to the Obamacare subsidies, they are income-based. And if a person has a change in income to the greater, you will owe some money because they gave you credit based on a lower income. But the other is also true, and we've had this happen where you guess too high. We've actually had refunds because it was greater discount available to us. So it works both ways, but we don't complain about the refund, do we? Anyway, over to Kevin to pass it down the list. I will be one and done. As a loyal lurker, I'll eat my breakfast now.
Thanks, Joan. KC9 KMA. This is KA9 ARZ. All right, the second order of check-ins, we'll start off with Allegan N9EDV and then AA9BV Cynthia. Then you'll send it over to Ann, this time with Sir Larry heading out, KK6 KTX. And then Cynthia, you send it over to John over in Beulah, AB9NN, and then goes over to Extra Class Larry, W9WTZ. Then we'll wrap things up with our new check-in from Clintonville, KD9VVO Brian. N9EDV, this is KA9ARZ. Good morning again, Al.
K9ARZ is N9EDV. Okay, Kevin, first off, there is a propagation thing going on, and if you go online, there's a website called DHS Propagation Map, and it will show you where all the propagation is. And I just checked it this morning, and I checked it last night, and the whole state is red. I mean, that means it's really hopping. So, and the surrounding states are also all red. So, and if you go on 536 sometimes people around there are trying to make contact too. So, if you got a beam antenna, you can, sometimes you can get all the way down to other states with this propagation. Also, to Ann, excuse me, I had to study Morse code for my novice test, which was 5 words per minute. And of course, to pass my general, I had to pass 13 words per minute. So it can be done, and do it. In fact, I want to get back into it too. And obviously, there's much more other people out there that are more proficient than I am at it. But it takes patience, but you can do it. And do it very slowly. If you get a key, that will help you too. So, but I'm gonna reset. But if you get a key, that will also help you. Then you can, send the letter out and associate that with the sound. But there are things online you can check. And I also have a 45 RPM practice records. And if you have a 45 player, I'd be glad to give them to you because I'm looking for somebody who can use them. So, but hang in there, and you can be done. So go for it. Over to Cynthia, 89VV, N9EDV.
N9EDV, this is AA9VV. Thank you so much. And Kevin, I apologize for messing up the order before. So it was my fault. I commend you, Ann. Honestly, that sounds really, really interesting, and I know that you'll do it. I'm sure you're not lacking in any way. Let's see. So today, Damien has a surprise for him. I just put a couple of roast beefs in the oven, so roast beef and mashed potatoes for dinner tonight.
Until I am.
Just a minute, baby. Wait. Don't talk to me right now. Anyway, so that's the plan. I think Damien wants to add a little something. Just one moment.
And what I heard, to learn Morse code, you should always start at the high speed. So you listen to the sound instead of counting. So anyways, learn that high speed is what everyone always told me.
Well, thank you for that commentary. So everyone have a lovely day. It's nice to hear you all. And this is AA9VV back over to you and KK6KTX.
Thank you, Cynthia, AA9VV. And thank you to Al and to Damien and to anyone who's given the comments on CW. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards it, and I might try to think of it as, musical rhythms that, way back I studied music and played a couple instruments, and if I think of it more as rhythms or musical notes that just happen to be on the same pitch, maybe I can do it, but I don't know. I still have not made a commitment to it. I'm just investigating. With that, over to AB9NN, John in Beulah, KK6KTX.
Okay, AB9NN returning to the Good Morning Net from Beulah, Northwest Florida, Michigan, straight across the pond from Algoma. And congratulations on getting started on CW. I've thought about that as something that I could train my brain on for aging, prevention of Alzheimer's and all that sort of thing. Never got the courage up to do it. Took a try at it a little bit, but never really got into it. I have heard that people that have been involved with music and have played instruments are much better at CW because they are able to listen to the rhythm of the CW and hear words through the rhythm. as opposed to just individual letters and having to write them down. They also say not to translate the sound into dots and dashes in your mind, because that sets up an additional pathway that your brain has to take to get to the letter. If you go from sound to letter, it's shorter than going from sound to dits and dashes to letter. That's a 3-step process versus a 2-step process, if that makes any sense. So anyway, good luck on that. We'll be interested to see how you progress with that. There's a lot of phone apps as well and computer apps that you can use to help you practice, and AARL has practice on I think on 20 meters and 40 meters. I'm not sure the schedule. You'd have to go to the website to look it up, and but they do slow speed code practice. I think it's once a week, so good luck with all of that. Back to net control from 89NN, John and Beulah. Have a great day, everybody, and stay safe in the fog.
As much as I enjoy hearing your signature back to net control, John, we have Tom dropped out, so we'll send it over to KD9VVO for another turn. This is KA9ARZ.
Thank you. This is KD9VVO. It's pretty good to hear you guys. I hear some guys that I'm part of the Choo-Choo Net Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and several of them are out by you. I heard one of them here this morning. He must have just had one go, but quite a few of the other guys I know are out in your area, and I've heard them on this repeater before, but it's always been hard. You know, it's been not as good as today. Let's just put it that way. It'd be nice to see the propagation over these states, Wisconsin and surrounding states right now, to see what's causing this. That would be pretty interesting to see what that looks like. Anyhow, KD9VVO, I'll pass it back to Ned.
Yeah, very good there, KD9VVO, KA9ARZ at the bottom of the list now. So before we shut the net down, we'll make one final call for additional check-ins who'd like to have the final word before the net ends. Please check in now.
9KMA.
Double dose with Joan after you're bailed out for one time. Go ahead there, Joan. Make your transmission.
First, I wanted to say welcome to VVO. Glad we could hear you, and to let you know that ECHOLINK is available if you want to join us more frequently when the conditions are not supreme, and that is listed for you on the W9DOR.org website. But the comment is for Ann. I just sent you a link to the aforementioned ARRL site, and I learned when I was almost 40 years old, and I found it very helpful. We had a class, and so no doubt those are online now, but we would learn code in sections of 4 or 5 different letters at a time, and so we would sort of practice the hearing of that and the fake sending of that. You get your fingers in the position, pretend you're sending. The advice to not translate into da-da-da-da sound in your head is absolutely true. For you to hear, as you suggest, the music of it is what will increase your speed. And then I made up drill cards for myself so I would fall asleep. For instance, E-I-S, what's 4.H? So it goes did it, and I would drill that way with dots and dashes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I would spell letters, and every time I would see something, I would spell it out mentally. It took a couple months,
And then the other thing that's super amazingly helpful is net. They are very, very, very patient with people learning CW, and they will hang around at the end and talk to you as slow as you need to go. And those guys really were phenomenal. Theirs is called the Sunrise Net. I want to say it was 7.123, and it was every morning for me at 7, I think 8 for them, not sure. But anyway, it's out there, and they are the most welcoming community for slow speed. So don't be discouraged. KC9, KMA, back to Kevin. Yes, I finished breakfast, so I can talk now. Bye.
KC9KMA, KA9ARZ. Not only did we get a double dose of Joan, I even got the Joan buzzkill along with it. So yeah, Joan, you must be nearby that interference. A couple times just about knocked out your audio, but for the most part, yeah, you got over the buzzing. Just wanted to bring that to your attention, that infamous interferences. So just a couple of announcements here about some other nets coming up. Be able to join locally, 9:15 on 146.805. Tom will be running assist net on that. Used to be, the fully operated WECOM system, but unfortunately that's been having glitches. But yeah, if you're able to get on that frequency at 9:15, you'll be able to join that net. And then, of course, tonight, 7 o'clock, 147.000, Marinette Menominee Candy Net will be going on. You'll be able to get your double dose, or say your daily dose of Artie, and also hear some other hams on the other side of the bay as well. So this is KA9ARZ, returning the repeater back to normal amateur use. 73 all.
Whiskey Delta 9, Hotel X-Ray Charlie. I just caught the end of this. Just curious, what repeater is this? Is this Sturgeon Bay? I'm down here by Wisconsin Dells. WD9HXC.
WD9HXC, KA9ARZ. The repeater is located just north of Sturgeon Bay there. So, yeah, you got a good signal coming in here, and yeah, the PL is 107.2 there. Go ahead.
I'll copy that. Okay, yeah, I was just kind of curious because there's another repeater very close to me that's on the same frequency, but the PL is different. And at first I thought it was that repeater, but then when I keyed that repeater up, you guys were both talking at the same time. So I guess I'm going to have to kind of be careful here. But yeah, you sound good. And we must have a band opening or something, because I'm about 8 miles north of Wisconsin Dells.
Sure, apparently the fog and atmospheric conditions is contributing to, because look outside and definitely foggy out there. You experiencing the same thing, KA9ARZ?
Yeah, QSL, not really as thick as it was yesterday. Yesterday was pretty thick. Today, not quite so bad.
Roger on that. So appreciate you checking in there, and giving us a, a propagation report as well. Yeah, if you're able to get in there either with propagation, or if you have ECHOLINK or All-Star, yeah, this net is on daily at 8 o'clock Central Time. KA9ARZ, back to the station near Goodell.
Okay, copy that. Yeah, the call here is Whiskey Delta 9, Hotel X-Ray Charlie. All right, I'll say 73. Yeah, I was just curious to see what repeater this was, because usually don't hear another one on this frequency. All right, you have a great weekend, what's left of it, and we'll talk to you later. KA9ARZ, WD9HXC.
73, WD9HXC, KA9ARZ, clear and monitoring.